All right, so today we have the Triple Aught Design Axiom 24 version 2. And I'm gonna go ahead and say right off the bat, this is like one of my top 5 all-time favorite bags. This thing is great, and we're gonna go ahead and take a look at why I think it's so great. All right, so this pack is made out of VX50 material, so it's kind of similar to that VX21 for those of you that have bags like that. So it's kind of water resistant, feels kind of crunchy, but you can tell just from touching it that's gonna last a long time. So what we've got going on here is one big admin compartment. You've got your main compartment right here. We'll dive into a little bit later. We've got a quick access compartment up there on the top. And then on the side is where it gets really interesting. So we've got a quick access kind of like water bottle or umbrella, pocket. We'll dig into those here in a little bit. And on both sides, you've got a completely flat, like laptop or tablet compartment. So on this side, we've got a laptop, whoops. And then on the other side, it's just the exact same deal. Another quick access, compartment. And then we have a tablet on the other side. So that's the overall, overview. Now we're gonna dig into some of the more, intense compartments here in a sec. All right, before we go, any further into this bag, if you guys like this kind of content, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel. We're gonna keep dishing out content like this. So now let's go ahead and dig deeper into this bag. So right off the bat, you can tell that we have the multicam black version of this. This does come in just plain black. I think there's a blue, a like snow white, and then a couple other like colors that Triple Aught Design does, like special edition colors. But what we're gonna start with here is the admin compartment. So you got Aqua Guard, YKK zippers all around. So most of your stuff, again, for the most part, will be water resistant, not necessarily waterproof. But we'll go ahead and open this up. So this first zipper here, this just drops down like this. And you can see there's quite a bit of organization. This is what I really like about this bag. So right up front, we just have like a moleskin-like notebook. There's a little shelf here, so you can drop like a book or any other like, quick access essential items like admin style items that you might need. And then you've got a ton of pockets. So right here is just a Leatherman Signal. You have all these pen slots. So I have a regular mechanical pencil, an Apple Pencil I use for my iPad. This is a Fellholter tie bolt pen, couple of blank spots. Right here I've got a PlayStation Vita, and then on the back row is a bunch of these like moderately sized pockets. So you can fit like a cell phone. Right here I've got like some Altoids. You can fit like a field notes pocket notebook right here in the middle. Same deal right behind this PlayStation Vita. And then on the flap, and then also on the back side, you have this zippered compartment. So right here on the flap, if you zip this open, you've got this mesh kind of material, and it runs almost the full length of this flap. So you can see my hand kind of pressing down. You can fit, just small things like cords, maybe a couple extra notebooks, a small flashlight, something like that. And then on this side, I imagine this is something like you don't necessarily need all the time, but you kind of want with you. So maybe like a passport, some extra cords, something like that. It runs kind of deep. So it runs to about right here. And then you also have this like D-ring. So if you had a couple of keys with a carabiner, let me move that out of the way. A couple of keys with a carabiner, you can just hook them right on there, and then you always have them. So if you're like opening up your office, you got a spare key for your car or something like that, you can just latch them on there, kind of forget that you have them. So next up, we have the Sunglass Compartment / quick access compartment. And while I like it in practice, or like I guess in theory, in practice, it leaves a lot to be desired. So what you've got right here is a top compartment that kind of dips into the main compartment a little bit. And it's tailored, at least on the website, for sunglasses, your keys, chapstick, small flashlights, like, things like that, like very EDC, quick access type things. But if you take a look on the inside, and we'll go ahead and get a closer look at that, It's more of this X50 material, so it feels kind of plasticky, kind of rough, kind of crunchy to the touch. It doesn't, necessarily give you a lot of confidence if you're putting like a pair of expensive sunglasses in there. So I like the pocket, but I don't necessarily think it's, strictly meant for sunglasses. I might put mine in a case or something like that before I just go ahead and dump it in there. So on this side, I just keep like a, small foldable umbrella, put that over there. And some of the space, like on the inside of this pocket, it's not very deep, it's kind of shallow, and it eats into the main compartment. And we'll see here in a second when I put a couple more things in here. But on the other side, it's the exact same thing. So the outermost pocket, or actually the innermost pocket, go ahead and unzip that. I just keep like a tourniquet right there. Not a lot of space. And right now, we'll go ahead and take a look at the main compartment and see what a difference it makes when you've got things in these external water bottle pockets. So one thing that I do like about this bag, and also I guess one criticism I've had about other bag reviews, is I'm kind of like a regular guy. Like if I'm spending the amount of money that I spent on this bag, I'm not buying lunch every day. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm bringing, some homemade stuff. So when everybody shows their cool tech junk in their bag reviews, I'm like, well, all right, what if I was just a regular dude that needed to fit a Tupperware in here? So I'm going to show you what it looks like having a Tupperware here in the main compartment. So we'll go ahead and unzip this, and it is a clamshell style zipper. So we'll go ahead and bring this down, and you can see I've got like a regular glass. I don't know if I had like a salad or something like that I wanted to bring. I just have it resting on top of a water bottle and a book. And then you can fit, obviously you can see, like right here, there's way more space that you can, fit in the nooks and crannies. Some criticisms I've seen about this bag is that it's kind of small, but I think it's all about how you pack it. So it's very narrow down here at the bottom, but up top, it expands quite a lot. So if you can see that right here, there's a lot of space right there. So what I typically do is I'll stuff the bottom with like my slimmer things. Like this right here is an Earthwell 32-ounce water bottle. And then I've got like just a regular book that I've been reading. And then if I wanted to, up top, I've got my Tupperware, maybe like a beverage, a couple of smaller, pieces of Tupperware, bringing my lunch or breakfast or whatever it is that I'm bringing. But you can see here, it's just one big cavernous piece. And there's these little hooks on the inside. I've got like a little light hanging right there. And on each flap on either side is this laser cut moly. So if you wanted to, you can attach some other Triple Aught Design or third-party manufacturer pouches and things like that right here on the inside. A couple other things to note about the outside of this bag is that right here on the front flap, you have this like little, I don't even know what to call it, like split pretty much, and you've got like a single weave of moly. It's going up 3 rows, and I've seen guys put like little bike lights or something like that in case you're going in early and you're leaving work late. You have a little, like in your riding a bike, you have a little light to let everybody know, plus your reflective, whatever other junk you're wearing. But something that I have found useful and quite interesting is the zipper down here at the bottom. So it's separate from the admin compartment and the main compartment, and you can kind of run your hand all the way up top. And for something like this, you can put like a bike lock or like a rain jacket or something like that. I normally just keep like a Marine Corps flag because I'm a nerd and I like to keep that with me. I'll just stuff it up there. It's out of the way. I don't have to think about it. But what's interesting is that it also connects to the inner main compartment. So if you open the zipper right here, it also leads to that outside zipper. So you've got dual access. Like if you want to grab it really quick, it's starting to rain, you can just stuff it or grab it right out from the outside. Or if you need a little more space, a little more room to wiggle with, you can open this up, you're at the office, and you just want to stuff it down this larger zipper. You know what I'm saying? You can just stick it out there, out of sight, out of mind. And if it's a flat, like really small or I guess thin type of item, it doesn't really encroach on the main compartment like you've got right here. So like I said earlier, these external water bottle pockets kind of encroach on the main compartment. So what I've got right here is a Hydro Peak 32-ounce water bottle. And to be honest, I don't really know if I'd be able to close this up just because of the size of it. So I've got it in the compartment, but the zipper might not make it. And then this is also a 32-ounce Earthwell water bottle. And I know for a fact that I cannot fit it in the other external pocket. So if you've got like a 24-ounce or basically anything smaller, you've got a better chance, but you're still creeping in on this internal space. So I like to keep very small items like my, very small roll-up umbrella or like a tourniquet or something like that. And then because I'm not carrying too much to and from work, I just dump my water bottle right in there. But if you got like some Deer Parks, you're just buying plastic water bottles from the store, these pockets are no problem. And they'll eat up just a very small portion of the internal space that you've got going on in here. So the last two compartments that we've got are the laptop and the document/tablet compartment. So what I've got on the right side is a 14-inch MacBook Pro, and that fits in here no problem. Like, too easy, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even have to think about it, I can just dump that in there. So you can probably fit a 16-inch MacBook Pro. Anything larger than that, you might have a bit of a problem. You can do some finagling. So this is suspended, so your bottom, dimensions are kind of like encroached a little bit, but as far as like going upward, it goes all the way up to the top of the bag. So 16 inches, maybe, don't quote me, maybe 17 inches would fit in here, but 14 inches, no problem, guys. You're slipping in and out. So on the flip side, you have basically the exact same thing. AquaGuard zipper, pull it all the way down, and I've got in here a 12.9 iPad Pro. Now you can see as I'm pulling this out, there's so much room in here, like an absurd amount of room. So if you had like a Windows and an Apple laptop, or you just got a bunch of, like work papers or something like that, clipboard, whatever, you can stuff that in here without it encroaching on your laptop or something like that. There's a ton of space back here, and the fact that these two pockets overlap is kind of nice because like it's a little bit of organization. The only thing that you have to keep in mind is what side you put what on. But I think the way that Triple Aught designed these is that on one side you've got these small little baby zippers, and on the other side you have these pull zippers, and it's basically the same thing on the other side. You can kind of just like remember, like, okay, on the left, short zipper, I've got this. On the right, long zipper, I've got that. But I think it's one of those very small attention to detail things that separates this from other bags. So any day that I'm like going out and about, stopping at like a cafe or something like that, editing footage or working on school or something, I know exactly where I have what. All right, so bring this around full circle. The straps are incredibly well padded. Honestly, I think this is probably like top 3 like most comfortable bags I've ever, worn. It's a small bag at 24 liters, but the way that this thing is built, I thought the like straps up top were a little bit overkill, but something about it, it just feels right. Like if you got an iPad and a Mac in there, plus like a water bottle, all kinds of junk, 24 liters can still get kind of heavy. But when I throw this on fully loaded, it doesn't feel like I'm carrying that much. It also comes with a sternum strap, but I think that's like mega overkill for a 24 liter pack. And then if you look at the back panel, there's not a whole lot going on. You got these two little like, I don't even know what to call them, like pieces of mesh running along the side that stick out just a little bit. And then you got your one central piece. You're not getting a ton of airflow. It's not extremely well padded, but like I said, when I throw it on, like I forget that I'm carrying it. And where I work, I've used this for an everyday carry bag for probably over 2 years. Where I work, it's like maybe a half-mile walk from where I park to my actual office building, and then who knows how far it is, in my office building to my actual office. I forget that I'm wearing this sometimes. It's honestly kind of amazing. This bag is very comfortable, the way that it carries, the way that you wear it. And the final piece that I want to talk about is the grab handle. Now, I don't normally grab bags like this, but it's another thing to consider because it's on here. It's a little thin, to be honest. It leaves some, it's kind of lacking, but it gets the job done. You can tell, like, if you grab this thing, if it's fully weighed down, this grab handle isn't going anywhere. You're not going to rip anything. It's not the most comfortable carry, but honestly, other than like putting it in an overhead bin or something like that, I don't know why else you'd be grabbing it by this. So you can definitely get by. So now for the roll-up or the verdict. So this bag is expensive. I'm not going to lie to you. It's $380 for the multicam black version. I think it might be like a $15 difference, like cheaper for the black or the green or any other material. Regardless, it's an expensive bag. I do think it's worth it though if it checks the right boxes for certain things you're looking for. So this bag specifically is definitely like a tech / everyday carry kind of bag. You have a lot of organization going on. You can fit, plenty of laptops or tablets, notebooks, whatever other junk you're carrying. But if this is supposed to be like a hiking bag or like you're going on deployment, because I know Triple Aught Design makes a lot of military style or like military affiliated bags. So if you're thinking this is along the same vein, I would argue it's kind of different. It's way more technical. The material, you can tell it's tough, but I don't know if it's like 1000D Cordura tough. Like I wouldn't take this to war with me because I'd be afraid. This is an expensive bag. I wouldn't want anything wrong to go with it. So it's definitely tech oriented. If you've got the kind of dough to drop, that kind of money on, like for a specifically like I'm just going to use this for commuting, or I'm like an IT guy, I need to have all the pockets for all my little things, it's definitely worth it. But if you're looking for a beater bag, don't go with this. You're just going to be wasting money at that point. I will say that just because of the nature of the company, this bag does scratch a certain itch, like a military-esque style, if you know what I'm saying. So like while this one is multicam black, the black version that they have, the olive version that they have, don't scream military. But if you take a closer look, you can kind of tell there's like military inspired things. So again, if you're looking for like a low-key, like daily, carry kind of bag, this might not be it for you, because some guys might be able to like identify it and be like, oh, this guy must be identified with the military or something like that. Or if you're looking for something a little more like sporty or business professional, because I wouldn't say that this is necessarily a business professional bag. Based on the nature of where I work, it gets the job done. But if I were to work somewhere else, I'd definitely look for something a little bit cleaner, a little less rough looking, a little less like, I guess just tough. You know what I'm saying? So that's just something to consider when you're talking about this kind of price, So that's about it, guys. Yeah, that's it. That's our review of the Triple Aught Design Axiom 24. We'll see you next time.